Hey, Chris Jacobs here with another Optima Batteries high performance house call. And today we're going to be going out to Ohio to check out Darrell Reese in his shop, Far From Stock. Let's give Darrell a call and see what he's up to.
Hey Chris, thanks for the call. What's going on today?
Hey, Darrell, how you doing, man? Good to talk to you.
I'm glad you called. I know you're the right gearhead to walk around our shop.
Well, I follow you on Instagram. You got Mopar right there in the title, so I kind of feel obligated to do that. So you're at home right now, right?
Yeah, the fortunate situation here with this epidemic we're dealing with is we work at home, so a lot of things haven't changed. I can walk right out the door to the shop, and that's on the same token very unfortunate because you sort of can't escape work and we create our own junkyard. So we're dealing with it, but we got a new shop, so hopefully we're holding our breath for a reasonable amount of time.
How have you been spending the quarantine period? What have you been up to stay sane and not go stir crazy?
Well, you don't go out and get a beer, so that's weird, but we do have sales coming in. Customers want to work on their own parts, and we make a lot of parts they can modify their rig with, but lots of DIY stuff too. So sales have been good. We got a little bit unusual crew, and of course we got to work on our social distancing, but we're able to do a lot of work, especially because you can walk out the door and work and there's kind of no end to it.
All right, well, let's get to the good stuff. Why don't you take us outside and into the shop and we'll get an idea of maybe just how close it is.
Yeah, let me go grab Brandon. I think he's close by and we'll walk out there. All right, so this is my little tiny humble 2-car garage.
Well, flip that camera around so I can check it out.
Here is one of our most current kind of cool projects. This is a 2014, I think, Ram from North Dakota. Good customer. All our customers are good, and I'll tell you why. It's because they're patient enough to deal with us. But this is a custom long travel, 14 inches of suspension, big bag, electronic management, air suspension going on this. I'm going to play with it here a little bit, and I'll adjust this thing up and down, and anyone will think it's cool.
You either got some tubbing to do or maybe a dually fender there, or are you just going to leave that as is?
We're going to leave that as is. It's going to sit just like that, but it goes up 14 inches. So it's going to be kind of a big truck when it's raised.
So a truck like that comes in very handy as far as its functionality goes out there in the Midwest.
Yeah, and it's going right back to the oil fields in North Dakota.
Wow.
So watch
That's really
watch
cool.
this thing go up, Chris. Now it's just a mock-up air system, so I don't have a regular. And you're going to hear the air compressor. I'll have to shut it off here in a second. So there's an attitude adjustment.
Amazing. That is a huge bag under there. Wow.
Yes, and it's going to drive the same basically everywhere throughout that range of travel.
I mean, it's a completely different truck when it's up in the air like that. It's amazing that the same truck with just a lift can appear so different.
Completely different. And very functional at all heights, probably tows better than any kind of truck you can get because those bags are comfortable with 20,000 pounds on them.
Unbelievable capacity on those.
If you drop it all the way down, it's lower than stock, so you can reach in your bedside like a stock truck or even lower. So even though it's frivolous and it's cool, it has a lot of function.
Well, and I wouldn't quite call that project frivolous. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, now we're getting into my zone right here.
Okay,
what
so
year is that?
This is a 68 F250, and it's very skin deep only. So it's got the cab and the bed and the dashboard and the steering column of a 68 F250, but the cab floor, the firewall, and everything below it is all 06 Super Duty. So it's a 6-liter truck, and it's tucked in there pretty well, and basically is a lot like if you could buy a stock 6-liter driver, but in a 68 look.
See, that's the style that I love, Darrell, where it's the old school styling and the new school technology. So to put that motor into that truck and retain the originality of it for the most part is something really cool. I love that patina on there too, on that stake fender.
Yeah, the paint on this thing is perfectly weathered. I even found this tailgate that wasn't with this original truck out of Southern California, and I bought it because I didn't have to paint it because this truck didn't have a tailgate. You can't tell this thing hasn't been with it its whole life.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it looks like they came from the factory together.
It's a fun truck. I like it. I probably have to sell it. I'm not the guy that can own too many custom trucks, and two is one too many if you're on a budget. So I probably got to get rid of it. But Oh, we got the troops coming in here.
Nice. I love seeing the family and the family pets too. All right, what else you got there in the shop to show me?
So let's jump in the truck and run down to the new shop.
Sounds good.
All right, Brandon, let's roll this way. Dogs want to come along. Ronnie doesn't. She's just playing in the yard, but the dogs are ready to go. This is the new building. That's our little pond out back.
That's great that you got that pond. It's amazing. You get so much wildlife in the Midwest, especially the rural parts.
Yeah, right there you're looking at the makings of a beaver dam. And last night right here on the bank was a couple of geese with their little goslings. So we love that.
So this garage that you're showing us right now, this is your new space. This is recently constructed?
This is new construction. We got some partners that are masonry contractors. Oh, here's Wenning. Here's Matt Wenning. It's the customer right here.
Oh, yeah.
41 Chevy with a LS 454, and he owns that truck in that bay ahead of him that we've been working on for a long time, and he has a 62 Impala we just did twin turbos on a LS2 in. You asked about this D100.
Yeah, let's check out the D100.
It is a 68.
68.
And it's farm fresh, and of course the fact that it's all one color and doesn't have any panels dented in means we're going to do everything it takes to keep that paint exactly like it is. Now, it's never been power washed or anything, so it's going to clean up. But in general, it's going to stay like that.
It's absolutely beautiful. I love that natural patina up on the roof line, too. That looks so good.
Yeah, not only has it got the patina there, but this has got one of the best cab lines there ever was on the back of that thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I had a 70 D100 for a long time, and I was hoping to get to it, but I never did, and so I actually ended up donating it to Cars for Kids, but I will do a classic D100 build at some point in my life. And you know what's great about those trucks, too? There's so much room. You can fit anything in there. And I love the way they did the ridged tops of the fenders so your tools don't roll off when you're working on it.
You could actually leave your tool there and take a drive, and it's still there when you come back.
Yeah, love it. Love it, man. So how many bays do you have in the new facility?
So I'm at the second bay, and of course there's two more down from where I am. This is my own truck sitting right here. And then we have these two bays over here, although I don't think they're going to have vehicles in them. I think that's going to be some fabrication and some shipping, but we got some room. We'll have more room than we've ever had, but I bet you we'll be out right away.
That is great, man. Some amazing progress that you're making out there with your shop, dude. That's great. So remind everybody where they can find you on social media.
So my username is Mopar1Darrell, and I've always wished it was Far From Stock Darrell at this point, but I don't believe in changing usernames. It's Mopar1Darrell, and it's going to stay that way.
You also have an Instagram account for Far From Stock, correct?
So Brandon runs our Facebook and that Instagram account, and that is Far From Stock Store. And we kind of stick with that store thing, so you can kind of tell that not only do we have stuff that we like to play with, but we've got something you might need too.
And then obviously people who are looking to be your customer can probably visit your website.
Yeah, farfromstockstore.com.
Awesome, man. Well, whenever in my future that I start a D100 project, I know the shop to bring it to, and that is yours right there in Western Ohio, man. So cool. So you got such a great facility there, and now with this new building, plenty of room to work. All right, we got to pop the hood on that 41.
Hey, Wenning, can we have the hood open on your 41? This is a fun car. When you drive it, you get hooked.
Oh,
so it's
gorgeous.
got some prettiness in there. He's got his firewall painted the right color to make it look like it's a little ratty on the outside, but this is not exactly a ratty car.
No, that is what you call a sleeper with that powerful 450-400. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beast. I will go around there. So it's got beautiful dashboard, so you get to look at some decent shininess in front of you.
I love the way the paint on the dash rolls right through into the engine compartment on the intake. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's cool looking. And then he's got some big fat Mickey Thompson rollers in the back with a center dump exhaust on this thing. It's real cool.
That is trick.
There's not very many 41 Chevys that have been made cool. They're just stepchild people don't do a whole lot with. It's not that they're not cool, they just aren't a 30, 34 Ford or something like that.
Well, I mean, those, yeah, those era cars are definitely much more popular, which makes the 41 that much more unusual and therefore cool to see. And I love the fat Mickeys in the back, and then still he's got some meat up front, but that stance is so nice.
It's got a real good look.
Well, that's awesome, man, and that's a great car to wrap things up on. Unless you got anything else to show us, man, I'll let you get back to work. But it's been a great day here visiting with you.
Now, I'll tell you what, we would never let someone visit the shop in a big ordeal, much less do a video without doing a burnout. It's like against our religion.
Oh, yeah, let's cap it with that.
So, okay, so I'll just hand my phone to Brandon and I'll fire my truck up.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a burnout in the garage done before. That's incredible. I love it.
That's enough mess in the new shop already. So we don't dig holes in our new concrete. We'll just stop for right there. But once we get the concrete situation tested, then we'll know how far we can go.
Darrell, I was saying I've never seen a burnout done in a garage before.
Oh, shoot. If I'd have known that, we'd have just filled the whole thing.
That is fantastic, man. I love it.
Thanks, Chris. Totally appreciate the call. Thanks, man.
Hey, you hang loose, brother. I'll see you soon.
We'll see you around.
All right, Darrell. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
All right, well, how fun was that visiting with Darrell Reese out in Ohio and his shop far from stock? This has been another in our series of what we're calling high performance house calls right here on Optima. Y'all hang loose.